Hello guys, it's Horror Lives On, back with another video today. Um, I know I did one earlier, like I said, I'm sorry guys I haven't uploaded videos in I usually upload videos like a lot of days of the week, but those things have come up and all that, school, plasma center and all that stuff, but I know October is gonna end like in 3 days, but that doesn't mean that I won't review any horror movies. I watch horror movies all year round, that's just what I am. Um, you know, I watched a lot of horror movies during this, like I didn't get to watch a lot of them, I didn't get to watch some of them, but I watched a lot of them during this month. Um, But I'm still gonna review horror movies also in November and December because there are Christmas horror movies in December that I will review. So yeah, just a little heads up. Yeah, I know October is gonna end soon, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm still gonna review horror movies. You know, I watch like I said, you can review horror movies any time of the year, not just October. But that's all, guys. I wanted to say. The movie I'm gonna be reviewing today is a movie from 1981. Uh, Uh, I said it was from 1981, kind of low budget, kind of cheesy, but it was stop motion or claymation. Um, it was rated NC-17. It's considered one of the goriest movies ever made, but I love it. It's a cult classic, and I love all the movies. That is Sam Raimi's Evil Dead, released in 1981. Stars Bruce Campbell, a young Bruce Campbell. He'd also go on to collide in Spider-Man and Drag Me to Hell and in Darkman. I also have Darkman on Blu-ray. Yeah. So what about this movie? Is it cheesy? Of course, it's low budget, but I love it. One of the greatest horror movies of all. It's one of my all-time favorite horror movies ever. Um, it says more than 35 years ago, a low-budget horror movie roared across movie screens and changed the velocity of fear forever, and made a cult legend out of Bruce Campbell in his iconic role as the lethal, wisecracking Ash Williams. Now, for the first time, you can experience the ferocious ingenuity, relentless shocks, and gore-gushing havoc of the original Sam Raimi masterpiece in 4K. It's actually not rated. It's rated NC-17. Um, so basically, it basically those cabin in the woods type tropes. So these five people, who are young, even Bruce Campbell's one of them. They go to this cabin in the woods, and while they're there, they look in the basement and they take out this freaking tape that and does some type of like chant, and it awakens something in the woods. So people start getting possessed and start dying off one by one. There's really gory deaths in here, but then it was 1981, so yeah. So the people get possessed, the friends get possessed, and all that. Bruce Campbell's girlfriend gets possessed. Bruce Campbell's the only one left standing. Um, this movie actually made Bruce Campbell a legend. This movie made the character Ash Williams an icon. Even though he's not really a bad guy, but he's still a horror icon because he fought deadites for 3 movies. Like I said, this movie launched the careers of Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. Sam Raimi, who would also make the Spider-Man trilogy, and Darkman, which I actually do like. Him and Bruce Campbell always collide together. They're old friends. But the movie was pretty creepy. When it first came out, it was good. Some people said that this actually scared the shit out of them. I never saw this when I was younger. My dad had these on VHS. He had all 3 movies. But it wasn't until I was older that I saw them. I think I saw them on TV. I don't know. But then when I started collecting horror movies, this was one of the ones I bought because I love Evil Dead. Um, like with every classic, they actually did a remake, but the remake was actually good. It wasn't cheesy like this. It was actually more realistic. The gore was more realistic. The effects were more realistic. It was really dark, really creepy, really violent and bloody. Um, you know, um, it's basically a continuation, but it's whatever. I love it. I love this movie. I love Part Two. I love Army of Darkness, and I love the 2013 one. And I love this TV show, which I'm pissed that they fucking canceled it. But yeah, this movie's almost 40 years old. Next year, we'll actually be 40 years old. Movie holds up really well. Like I said, it's a cult classic. Some people say it's kind of cheesy, that they don't like it, but I'm like, it's 80s, of course. Basket Case was cheesy. Sleepaway Camp was cheesy. Killer Clowns from Outer Space was cheesy. Friday the 13th is cheesy. But nobody complains about those. But who cares? For the time, there was so much they can work with back then. They didn't have technology to make it all realistic. There was so much they can work with back then. So you know, don't you can't blame them. You can't blame them for making it like that. It's so much they can work with. But I do like this movie. Need I say more? No, it's basically just cabin in the woods, but instead of a slasher, it's actually demons that possess him, and the only way to kill him is dismemberment. You know, because you have Cabin in the Woods, you have Tucker and Dale, you have Cabin Fever, you have Friday the 13th, you have Blair Witch Project, you have all those movies. You even have Wolf Creek. You also have Wrong Turn. You know, those are all Cabin in the Woods movies, but one of the best ones. It's a trope. You know, it's a cliche. Um, I actually like part two more, but this one's really good. Kind of creepy in some scenes. A very young Bruce Campbell, but like I said, really good. This is the 4K edition. I found this at Pika Pika. I had it on Blu-ray, but I got rid of it because I had this on Pika Pika. So, um, I like this movie. It is not rated. It's NC-17. It's only because of the gore, but not a bad movie. Um, the effects are awesome right there. See, look at the effects right there. That freaking lady right there. That's fucking creepy. Um, yeah, the deadites are creepy. I also do like because I like the nice little nod they made in Darkman. There's a comic book series called Darkman versus Army of Darkness, and because they're both directed by Sam Raimi, and so it's a good. So technically, they could use the rights for Darkman. I like the comic book crossover they did. I would have loved to seen that Darkman versus Army of Darkness. They're both in the 19. They're both in the 90s. But yeah, you gotta say more. A classic, cult classic right here. Another good choice to watch for October, especially around this time. Like I say, you can watch horror movies all year round. That's what I do. But this is a good choice. Oh, guys, that was my look into Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead, released in 1981. What do you guys think of this movie? What do you guys think of this? Good, bad, cheesy, enjoy it? Not, it's fine. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Signing off.